Hey Pro Traders, and welcome to the KickStart Pro Weekly Outlook video. This Outlook is of course for the week ahead, the week of the 22nd of August 2022. I hope you're all having a lovely weekend and enjoying this beautiful Sunday. Now, you'll see in this Outlook that the main theme here heading into the week ahead is dollar strength. This is largely in part because of the morning star that we can see on the dollar, which we'll dive into in greater detail. But also the projection is helped tremendously by what we're seeing on US stocks, okay, which are presenting strong technical indications of a likely sell-off on the Dow, on the Nasdaq, and on the S&P. So not only do we have a strong morning star on the dollar, we also have corresponding technical sell signals on, again, the Dow, the Nasdaq, and the S&P. So really, really strong bullish outlook for the dollar. Now, I'm going to talk extensively, and you're going to hear me say again and again and again throughout the Outlook video to be cautious of the test. That's because, as I teach you inside of the Ultimate Forex Trading course, anytime we see the market do anything, be that breaking a trend line, breaking into or out of a consolidation range, creating a candlestick formation or an advanced pattern, anytime we see the market do anything, it likes to test itself at least 50% of the time. And so you have to be super careful of that test. But I am bullish on the dollar, strongly bullish on the dollar. Again, with that little caveat, heading into the week ahead, okay? I'm bearish, therefore, on all of our dollar secondaries, including gold. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the charts and take a look at why I'm saying this. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start with the US dollar. Now, on the weekly time frame for the dollar, what was left behind right at weekly resistance is a morning star. So if you look at what happened here, the market rallied, hit weekly resistance. Initially, resistance behaved as it should, right, and acted as resistance, pushing the market back down. But ultimately, we were left behind with a morning star here that pushed the market back up above weekly resistance. Then, predictably, we had a test of that break. And now, as we've concluded the test, it appears as though we are now back on the rally again. And as a matter of fact, what the market has left behind for us this past week is a lovely morning star. Now, I am very bullish on the dollar. Obviously, it starts here. You can see why from here. But there are more reasons, and I'm going to talk about that as we go. But before I do, I just want to caution everybody, okay? Because as I teach you inside of the Ultimate Forex Trading course, the market likes to test formations, counter trend line breaks, anything it does really. Anything it does, it likes to test it about 50% of the time at a minimum, okay? And so heading into this week, I would not at all be surprised to see a bit of a test of this morning star before a continued bull run, okay? Now, before we go any further with the dollar analysis, I just want to hop on over to the stock market, because obviously if I'm predicting dollar strength, then as I've taught you, because of the inverted correlation between the dollar and the U.S. stock markets, as soon as we turn to Dow, what we should be looking for is a bearish opportunity. If the dollar is in fact going to continue to rally, then stocks should look poised to sell. And as I turn over to the Dow, okay, from the weekly time frame, you can see we had a little bit of a continued bull run this week, but ultimately, by the time we got to the close, okay, the bears had come back, erased all the gains the bulls had made, and actually what they left behind here for us was an indecisive bearish candle. Now, again, if you've taken the Ultimate Forex Trading course, you know that this is about 2/3 of the components we need to see an evening star. And if we did in fact get an evening star here, then we'd be looking at an evening star right at the downtrend line, which of course is broken but still valid. And since we're still below it, I'm still treating this as resistance, okay? So I'm looking for a selling opportunity on the Dow. Boy, oh boy, do we have it. Okay, we also happen to be sitting at a sub 69.4%. And so, actually, hang on. 33876. Let me check the high here. 34,295. Actually, yeah. So this is actually an anticipated 144. So I've got to update this. So I'm now looking at a target here of 283.34, which of course is my anticipated 144. And this, of course, is my sub. So I'm just going to denote that it's the sub anticipated 144D extension. Okay. That same theory should carry through over to the S&P. And as you can see, as I turn over to the S&P, yeah, we absolutely have some beautiful selling opportunities here. S&P rallied back up to the trend line. And this past week, managed to get just up to the trend line. But you can see we have a very solid level of resistance just there. Holding steady, okay? Resistance holding steady. And so as long as we still remain below that resistance level, I have no reason whatsoever, none, to think that this will continue bullish. And I have every justification in the world to start thinking bearish on this as we head into the week ahead. Nasdaq, you would think there might be some kind of a difference or divergence with Nasdaq, but no. Here you see exactly the same thing. Nice strong bull run, but then as of this past week, to conclude the week, what was left behind was a dark cloud cover. Okay, beautiful dark cloud cover. So what we're seeing from the stock markets, okay, from the indices here, from Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P, are all strong, very strong selling opportunities. And so that morning star on the dollar, yeah, I'm very excited about that. I think we have plenty of opportunity into the week ahead. Once again, I have to caution you, because we should be anticipating a test of the morning star on the weekly time frame, and that can happen at any point throughout the week. Okay, of course, that can happen at any point throughout the week. Now, if I'm anticipating dollar strength, well, then the dollar secondary pairs should be showing signs of weakness. And wow, take a look at this, folks. As we come on down to this, to the pound, okay, as we turn on over to the pound, what we can see here is, first of all, what was a morning star is no longer a morning star. This is actually an evening star, as the bears have completely erased all of the gains, all of the bullish gains. And what we're now looking at is a nice solid evening star. Again, though, I cannot stress this enough. You have to be careful of that test. Okay, because again, there's at least a 50% chance that the market comes back to test all of these formations we're seeing left behind. So you have to be careful there. Now, in terms of bigger picture here, on the pound dollar weekly time frame, we have our down capital AB boundary. We've got a maximum 23.6%, and our all-time low, interestingly, our all-time low, which was just formed in March of 2020, okay, obviously pandemic related, our all-time low is at risk of being tested now. We are actually at risk of being tested, and with this evening star here, we are now back below weekly support, and as long as we're below it, of course, I should anticipate that to now be resistance. And so as long as we stay below here, yeah, wow, there's a lot of opportunity to the downside, and there's actually a big chance that we go for that all-time low, and there's a big chance we go even further than that. So again, heading into the week, be careful of the test, but ultimately, I'm looking for the sell. On Euro US dollar, we see something very, very similar, okay? Euro US dollar tried to rally back up, but was met with the X of resistance right here, coming both from the innermost downtrend line and from the capital B low. Our subs are down. We have less than a 38.2. In fact, we have less than a 23.6. But what we also have is an evening star to conclude this past week, okay? So again, I've got to be careful of the test, but ultimately my outlook on Euro is also to the downside. So, cable, we see a beautiful evening star. Euro, we see a beautiful evening star. What about Aussie dollar? Do we have any justification for Aussie dollar? Well, you tell me. You tell me, okay? what we have here is a beautiful, beautiful engulfing bear. Okay, stunning. Textbook example of an engulfing bear. So a very, very strong bearish formation to start the week. However, I have to be super cautious here because I'm at my consolidation range support. So you can see my outline here. I'm anticipating, you know, continued slight push downward, but then I'm anticipating support to come in, push this back for a test, and then a continued fall if it is in fact going to continue to fall. So again, you know, the moral of the story here is you have to be super careful of the test, which again can come at any point throughout the week. But ultimately, I am bearish on these, okay, because I'm bullish on the dollar. Same thing with Kiwi dollar, okay, stunning, beautiful engulfing bear. Absolutely beautiful engulfing bear. But just like its Aussie counterpart, I have to be very careful here because we're right down at consolidation support. Or at least we're right down near consolidation support, I should say. Dollar CAD, okay, looks like, you know, we have this long-term consolidation range here, but it does look as though dollar CAD is now moving off of the pivot, and you can see here's my pivot right here. Okay, at 28.55, that's my pivot point. And you can see how it held as support, right? You can see how it very strongly held as support. And actually, as we head into, or as we concluded this previous week, what we got was an engulfing bull. So just like we saw an engulfing bear on Aussie dollar and Kiwi dollar, over here we're seeing an engulfing bull. And I was going to say we should see something very, very similar on dollar Swiss. We actually do see something very similar on dollar Swiss. We don't see, you know, something identical, but we do see something very similar in that we don't have an engulfing bull here, but we most certainly do have a piercing line. And the piercing line is happening right off of that weekly daily pivot. It's a bounce right off of that weekly daily pivot. Stochastic RSI is also completely oversold. And so strong buying indications here heading into the week ahead. Strong indications of dollar strength, okay? And if you take a look at dollar yen, I mean, dollar yen, you know, this thing has been a freaking runaway train, right? We've just recently hit that all-time high and created that all-time high at 139.39, and already that was what, a month ago? Yeah, just about a month ago, a little over a month ago. Already, I think we're poised to break that record again. I think we're poised to take it out. And the reason I say that, whoops, let's go back. Reason I say that, okay, is because there's my B high right there on the weekly time frame. I told you as soon as we saw this dark cloud cover here, you know, that coupled with the fact that we're looking at an all-time high, I told you we should absolutely expect to see a sell-off here, but that, you know, you've got to be cautious because that sell-off is going to be met with support by way of that weekly B high. Sure enough, that's exactly what happened. Look at the price rejection there. And actually what we get upon conclusion of this previous week and entering into this upcoming week is a morning star. Okay, so we're seeing, you know, dollar yen in line with the dollar. Everything we see so far actually makes perfect sense, right? Because, you know, dollar strength based on the morning star, that is based off of stocks. The dollar continues to rally because the stock markets are shaky, to say the least, and poised to sell, and that has a knock-on effect. So if I'm anticipating dollar strength, I should see dollar secondary weakness. Cable obliges, Euro US dollar obliges, Aussie dollar obliges with an engulfing bear, Kiwi does it with an engulfing bear, and then, you know, similarly, because we're now shifting back to dollar primaries, I should now see buying opportunities. Dollar CAD gave me an engulfing bull, dollar Swiss gave me a piercing line, and dollar yen gave me a beautiful morning star. Okay, so I am very, very much bullish on the dollar, folks. Again, I know I've said it many times, but it's because I can't stress it enough. You have to be cautious. You have to be cognizant of and cautious of the potential test that exists here. But ultimately, I am very bullish on the dollar. And I mean, if you take that all the way down to, follow this all along to its conclusion here, to these natural conclusions, well, then you can go ahead and extend the analysis to the non-primary pairs, right? So, pound Aussie, pound Kiwi, pound CAD, etc., pound yen. Okay. And so, but the dollar, very, very strong morning star there. Again, heading into the week ahead, I'm anticipating the test, but then looking for a continued bull run. And then as we turn over to gold, I'm just going to end the weekly outlook here with an analysis of gold. And as we come over to gold, okay, what we can see is, first of all, we have this weekly consolidation range. We have an up capital AB boundary here. But what we can also see is a beautiful engulfing bear left behind. Okay, beautiful engulfing bear left behind. And so that is in line, right? Because this is technically a dollar secondary pair. We should see weakness. So again, with this, I've got to be cautious of the test to start the week, but then I'm bearish on this. Again, all in accordance with a dollar strength analysis. All right. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I hope you find this helpful, and I hope you all are having a wonderful weekend and that you're looking forward to an even better week ahead. I look forward to seeing you all in our weekly kickoff session tomorrow. Of course, that starts at 12:30 p.m. GMT. Until then, you know the drill, folks. To your health, to your wealth, and to your happiness always. Christopher Guzman signing out and saying good day. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.